live stream is working. Can someone confirm, please?
I think it's working well. ว่ะ
Saving for your first home? Get there faster with a money box lifetime ISA.
ต้องเป็นอันนี้หรืออันนี้
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so welcome all. I hope you're all here and ready. We will not delay any further and proceed with the roll call. I still see some people in the waiting room, so please accept them as soon as possible because we will start with the roll call right now. Please also mute yourself. Okay, we start with Asepa, Algeria. I for Argentina. NAPS, Australia. AFIP, Austria. ISFA, Benin. SAFPUM, Bosnia and Herzegovina. SAFAM, Burkina Faso. CAPSI, Canada. CAP-UOB, Democratic Republic of Congo. FECOF, Costa Rica. CPSA, Croatia. CPSA, Croatia. If there are no representatives from CPSA, Croatia. Okay. CCPSA, Czech Republic. SOP, Denmark. SOP, Denmark. EPSF, Egypt. TUPS, Estonia. FIPSA, Finland. FIPSA, Finland. If there are no representatives from FIPSA, Finland. ANIP, France. BPHD, Germany. GPSA, Ghana. HUPSA, Hungary. HUPSA, Hungary. MAPS, India. ISMA Farsi, Indonesia. IPSA, Iran. IPSD, Iraq. APS, Japan, Japan. APS, Japan, Japan. JPSA, Jordan. JPSA, Jordan. If there are no representatives from JPSA, Jordan. CAPSA, Kenya. CAPSA, Kenya. KNEPS, Republic of Korea. LPSA, Lebanon. MyPSA, Malaysia. IP, Mali, Mali. FEFAMEX, Mexico. FEFAMEX, Mexico. BEPS, Morocco. Thank you. Please rename yourself. KMPSV, the Netherlands. NZAPSO, New Zealand. NZAPSO, New Zealand. PANS Nigeria, PPHSF Pakistan, APFI Peru, PPSA Poland, APF Portugal, QFIS Qatar, FASFA Romania, RPSA Rwanda, NAPSA Serbia, NUP Singapore, NAPSA Sierra Leone, SPSS Slovakia, SSFD Slovenia, SSFD Slovenia, SSFD, FEF Spain, SNAP Sweden, ASIP Switzerland, TAPSA United Republic of Tanzania, TAPSA, TAPSA, PCAT Thailand, IFAD Togo, IFAD Togo. Yes, Jared, I saw that, but you missed the roll call. Please wait. IFAD Togo, ATIP Tunisia, ATIP Tunisia, TPAYC Turkey, UPSA Uganda, BPSA United Kingdom, APHA ASB United States, and ZPSA Zimbabwe. So for now, we have 48 full members present and voting.
Okay, thank you, Yelena. I think we're proceeding with the reports now. I will give the floor to Yelena to present the President report.
Thank you, Aya. So we will move on with the agenda. Yes, New Zealand, I saw that you had a technical, but we use it the same way as someone is maybe late in the procedure in the on-site meeting. So we called you out and you were not here to type a Y in the chat. I'm sorry.
So we need to resume the standing orders first.
I have CPSA Slovakia for proposing, AFIP Austria seconding. If anyone is against resuming the standing orders, please type it now in the chat. If no one is against resuming the standing orders are now resumed, and we can proceed with the motions for today. So we first have the report of the President. The 66th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the President 2019-2020. I hope you all have read it and also saw the answers and on the sheet that were presented. So I open the floor for discussion now on this report. Oh, first, sorry, Aya. First, I give Aya 2 minutes to present her report. I'm so sorry. You can go.
And hello one more time, everyone. We're sorry we're taking some of the time, but we're just giving 2 minutes for each executive committee to say something about the report. At first, I would like to say that I'm really grateful and honored to be in this place today. I keep saying after 7 years journey, but it is a very rewarding experience for me. I hope that the answers I provided are sufficient, but also I'll be welcoming to any additional questions from the GA. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of my team and special thank also to the executive committee who stood strong this year and who made it so far. The new people who joined us in the middle of the mandate, I'm really honored and proud to have all of you as part of the team this year and to have great achievement, hopefully, with the resources that we have. I'm not going to go into details with my report, but yeah, I just wanted to take the floor to thank everyone who contributed to have this year hopefully successful and to made it so far. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'm really grateful and honored to be given this opportunity to represent the Federation, and I'm happy that the family is getting bigger. And yeah, I welcome any of your additional questions if you still need some clarification. Thank you so much one more time.
Thank you, Aya. That was within the time. So I will now open the floor for questions or comments on the report. I don't see any points yet. Okay. We don't usually, like, we start always with not with a direct, but with a new point. But okay, Apif, please go on.
In Escola APF Portugal, I just put the direct because it's a follow-up question from one of our questions to the spreadsheet, because I was wondering regarding the question for the professional development sponsors, how was the work within the executive committee? So who was the main person responsible for arranging these sponsors, and how was the work done within the executive committee for getting these sponsors? Thank you.
So thank you, APF Portugal. So I would say that for the project-specific sponsorship, it was some sort of a collaborative work between the professional development and external committee, with some way from the rest of the executive committee. The process is basically that we start with a specific project, and then we search for sponsors who might be interested to support the project. The professional development chairperson has done a great job on this part. And as maybe the members have seen, we have a lot of sponsorship that has been secured this year. And I'm not sure if the part about why project-specific sponsorship and not general sponsorship is not clarified, or just the process, because for now it's just a collaborative work between the external chairperson, professional development, and president in terms of reading the agreements and MOUs between the partners. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Apif. If there are any more points that anyone wants to raise on the floor. I don't see any points anymore right now. If there are no any points anymore, I will close the floor and we will proceed right to the voting procedure, because for reports, it's non-secret ballot, so we don't need any closed discussions on this. And we can proceed right to the voting procedure. We will also have or use Nemo vote for this. And I would just like to ask or to get me a confirmation when it's ready.
Yeah, Yelena, the voting is ready. So you want me to open it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's open. Thank you.
Okay, the timer started. So please vote. You have 5 minutes. Yes, it's a Nemo vote, so please log in. So can I get confirmation? Okay, so we still have AP Mali, Benin, and Morocco, please. You have 2 minutes remaining. Okay, Mali is done. Benin is missing. Benin. Benin? Okay, we have received all the votes and I will type it in the system for you to see. So the motion was carried unanimously and the report has been accepted and adopted. Congratulations, Aya. We can clap.
Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you.
I will now pass the chair back to Aya.
Okay, thank you, Yelena. We can proceed now with the second report. So now we will have the report from the president-elect. Do we have Sylvester here? Sylvester? Okay, so you have 2 minutes, but just make sure that...
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes. Just make sure you remove the background because we cannot see you if you want to use your camera.
Okay.
Sylvester, I will have to stop you. Your voice is cutting. Sylvester?
Like to start by thanking everyone and to be present.
Sylvester, we didn't hear anything. Do you want to try again?
Okay, I'll try again. Is it clearer now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear now? Okay, so I'd like to start by thanking the General Assembly for trusting me to be president-elect for the 2019 to 2020 mandate. It was really a wonderful experience for me, and I was able to engage with the team, learn from the president, and as well ground my great experience for me. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I will proceed now to the discussion. I open the floor for discussion. If you have any points, please submit it through the Google form. Okay, we have a new point from APF Portugal. You can have the floor.
APF Portugal. Thank you, Sylvester. We have asked you how was your involvement in the strategic plan task force, and you said you answered us that you wasn't directly involved in the task force. So we were wondering why. as it was one of your duties as president-elect. We wanted to understand why this didn't happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beatrice, for the question. As I answered on the spreadsheet, that I was involved with the ESCO working group. So the task force was working differently, where the ESCO working group was also working differently. Although there were members of the ESCO working group who were directly involved with the task force, but I was not involved directly with the task force because it's a role that's based on delegation, and intellect is more of the monitoring of the implementation of the strategic plan. Although I agree that I should be involved fully with the strategic plan, but my involvement with the strategic plan was limited to the ESCO working group, where I gave input as much as possible and was active. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. We have PPHSF Pakistan. You can have the floor.
Nirmal from PPHSF Pakistan. First of all, I would like to thank Sylvester for all the work he has done throughout the mandate. So I would like to mention that you have mentioned in your annual reports that we should make an improvement by increasing the number of official delegates we send to the UNESCO. So how do you envision doing this? Thank you.
Sylvester?
Thank you very much, Neman, for the question. The way I see UNESCO is the same way that I see WHO. I believe that one of IPSF main advocacy role is advancing pharmacy education, and engaging with UNESCO is very important to achieve this. So I realize that UNESCO have several events, several consultative meetings, which IPSF members can attend and better engage, or for us to improve the advocacies that are related to advancing pharmacy education. So the way I envision to work on this, or the way I would recommend for the upcoming mandate to work on this, would be that the president should collaborate with the chairperson of pharmacy education to investigate, and also the chairperson of external relation, to know about the various UNESCO events that IPSF can attend, and we share these opportunities with members, prepare representation to attend this event. I believe by doing that, we can improve upon pharmacy education advocacy. Thank you.
Okay, now we have APF Portugal. You can have the floor. All right, we're going to EPSF Egypt.
Yasmina Gohari, contact person of EPSF Egypt. Thank you, Sylvester, for your year. I just wanted to ask a follow-up question on Yumna from EPSF sent you a question about where do you think you accomplished this year and what did you add to the position? So I wanted a response for what did you add to the position, where do you think you excelled in the mandate? You said that your engagement with the team, so I want to know in what aspects exactly, and what do you think you stood out in as a president-elect? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, EPSF Egypt. Sylvester, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Yasmi, for the question. As I answered on this spreadsheet, my major or the main achievement that I was so proud of was my engagement with the team, being able to be almost everywhere, in the sense that I was learning from various portfolios and from various regions, so that I can improve my understanding of the federation, the operation of the federation, and for assessment, because I wouldn't want to be biased, And I would say that assessment would go both ways, from me and from those who have seen my work. So for me, I would say if I were to assess myself, I would say that one of the things that I actually did that stood out in the mandate, apart from the fact that I engaged with the team, was looking at the quarterly report. It was the reason why I'm saying this is because it was the first time that this was done, and I took the responsibility actively upon myself. So I would say that although there is still room for improvement, and it's also one of the recommendations that I have on my annual report, and also on some of the questions that were asked on the annual report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we have any other points? Agatha and Osama, can you confirm? Okay, I think we don't have any left. We have a new, is it? Okay, so EPSF Egypt.
Okay, again, Yasmina Gowari, contact person of EPSF Egypt. So in your report, and to Mr. Sylvester, of course, in your report, you didn't mention much involvement in the SecGen and PH portfolios, which were like the most required during the resignations. And I've already asked Ms. Aya for that question. Thank you for your answer. So I just wanted to ask Mr. Sylvester about your role and how did you help them during their transitioning their handovers and stuff. So yeah, I would like to ask for your answer on that, 2 portfolios. Thank you.
Thank you, EPSF Egypt. Sylvester, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Yeah, I remember that during the mandate there were like twice we had an issue with resignation, and yeah, that's what the question is about. I'm not sure if I got the question clearly, but I heard resignation.
Sylvester, do you need clarification on the question?
Yes, please. I will need clarification on the question.
Okay.
I didn't get the...
EPSF Egypt, can you clarify again to Sylvester?
Okay, so my question was that the 2 portfolios that faced some turbulence this year were the SecGen and PH the most because they had resignations. So I'm asking, what is your role in that? Because in your report, you didn't state those 2 portfolios exactly. So I wanted to know, how did you assess them? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. So I will start with public health portfolio. So during the resignation phase, during the transition phase, when Rami was not available, I was added to the public health team, and at that period, IPSF, we were working on a report, a UN-8 report. It was a 3 years report for HIV AIDS activities that were conducted in IPSF. So I assisted, I provided input to the public health activities coordinator. And I think that was one of the role I played during that transition period. And when Era became the chairperson of public health, she was really active, and it was as if there was no gap because she was able to cover up for the gap almost immediately. And during the time when there was an issue with the Secretary General, personally, because I do not have much experience with the Secretary General's role. And so what I did was I had to follow up on Teresa personally to know if there was any personal issues and if there were any way I could assist, or if she could probably reconsider and see if there's any way we could help. but it was a decision that was made for the best of the federation, and Jelena was also active, and so the gap was covered. So I think that was the role I played when there was a gap. Thank you.
Okay. We have in the list, I think, is this, oh, in the chat. Hira, point of information, you can take the floor.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, here, Chairperson of Public Health. I just want to give a bit of point of information. Sylvester said that when the position was like not vacant, when Rami was still in the position but wasn't available, he mentions that he was added into the team to help with the working. From my memory and my understanding, there wasn't he wasn't added into the team. I think there was some work done with Nisa, the humanitarian coordinator for the UN AIDS report. But aside from that, there was no support to the PH team during that time. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Can we update the list so I can know who's first? We have Pans Nigeria. You may take the floor. Pans Nigeria, are you here? Pans Nigeria. Okay. One last time. Okay, so we proceed to APF Portugal. You can take the floor.
In Escola APF Portugal, regarding the support for the other different portfolios and also the Secretariat, I'd like to ask you, and considering the help needed for this year with the late resignation of the Secretary General, how was your involvement in the GA preparations? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ines, for the question. Regarding my involvement with the GA preparation, I was not actively involved with the GA preparation. And this is because the president was taking the lead with the GA preparation, and she was working in collaboration with the Secretary General. And so that preparation was already ongoing. And the second issue that I think I have is with connectivity. So as the GA is currently going on, I'm aware that at some point I may not be available, may have some issues with connectivity. So I knew that my role would not be active, but the president was taking the lead with this, and the Secretary General was also involved. And I would like to respond to the comment made by Ira concerning my involvement with the PH portfolio. During the transition time, I was added to the public health to a group on Messenger with public health coordinators. I don't know if Ira would remember this. And then it was at that same time that UN-AIDS report was requested from IPSF, and Joanna, public health activities coordinator can provide further clarification on this, as I was able to provide input and I assisted with this report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Past Nigeria, if you're able to speak, you can submit your point one more time. We have EPSF Egypt.
Yasmin Al-Ghari, contact person of EPSF Egypt. So I just wanted to follow up question on the one that Anish has mentioned. So you said that you weren't fully available for the GA preparations, knowing that Ms. A took the lead. Well, as a role of a president-elect, you're supposed to be fully involved in every aspect of preparations to fully carry them on in the next mandate. So my question is, how do you plan on fixing this issue, since you don't really have much knowledge, as mentioned by you, on the Secretary General portfolio? So how do you plan on fixing this issue? And how well are you aware of all portfolios of the executive board? And thank you.
Okay, Sylvester, you may take the floor.
Thank you very much, Yasmin. I would start by saying, I will start by answering how I plan to engage a level of experience in all the portfolios. I believe that IPSF, is it clear now? Okay, I believe that IPSF is structured in a way that the executive committee consists of chairpersons who are experienced in various portfolios. And in areas where I have limited knowledge, I think I would trust the various chairpersons to and then work in collaboration with them to ensure that responsibilities and goals of each of these portfolios are achieved. And concerning my experience with the secretary portfolio, although I have not been, although I was not involved with the general GA preparation, but I was keenly following up on what was being prepared. For example, is the regional assembly. I attended sections of various regional assemblies, and the reason why I attended those sections and the reason why I'm also attending these current GA assemblies are being done, and also get the knowledge that's required for the next mandate. I believe that the General Assembly would make the best decision in electing a qualified Secretary General for the upcoming mandate. And this Secretary General, I believe the Secretary General will be competent in this regard. And in areas where maybe there is a knowledge gap, I would follow up and inquire from the advisory board and also the outgoing Secretary General, so that there is no gap with knowledge if knowledge becomes a problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. We have APEF Portugal with the direct. You can take the floor.
Yes, in Escola APEF Portugal, I just want to bring up again the discussion regarding the GA preparations for this year. I know that now you left recommendations for the next mandate, but for this year, I'd like to ask directly to any of the members of the Secretariat what was done by your side to try to have Sylvester engaging on this. Thank you.
Okay, my apologies, APEF. Can you repeat your question one more time? Sorry.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to bring again the discussion regarding the GA preparations, because I was wondering, okay, you have already left recommendations for the next mandate, but for this year, I'd like to ask any of the members of the Secretariat what was done by your side to try to have Sylvester involved on this task, since he said that he was not directly involved on this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Would you be okay to give me some time to discuss this with the rest of the secretariat and get back? Okay. Okay, so I will give the floor to Yelena, and then if there is any additional point, I will follow. So Yelena.
Hey, Yelena, IPSF Secretary General. So when I took over the office, I had to start right away with the GA preparations, and basically I was mostly communicating with Aya on this. We had a few secretariat meetings where we discussed a bit of the GA, but I actually honestly didn't feel the need to include the president-elect, or didn't know that I had to actively include the president-elect, because I felt the responsibilities were all on me. And of course, Aya guided me because I was new and I didn't had much knowledge about some parts of things. And I was more reaching out to those people with experience, past sections and so on. What I did was asking the executive committee in general who would be available to help on some things during the GA and before the GA, making sure they are submitting all the reports and stuff and going on with the coordinators, but I did not actively requested something from Sylvester. Thank you.
Okay, I can add to this one as well. I think the preparation for this GA specifically was more of collaborative efforts. We shared a general plan, an Excel sheet with all the plan that's need to be done regarding the GA. And it was more of volunteering from EXCO, people volunteering to contribute with some of the tasks. And as Yelena mentioned, most of the work has been done by me and Yelena because it was some sort of a handover slash bringing new ideas to handle the GA virtually for the first time. So it was limited to both of us for some specific time, but at some point, an Excel sheet with all the plans has been shared with all EXCO, and they contributed to that. Of course, some of the executive committee contributed more on some of the parts, but this was mainly based on interest and who can help and who is interested to take some specific task. I hope this answered your question. Okay, so I see no more question. Can I access the floor if you are comfortable to proceed with voting on this motion? All right, so Joao, Purity, and Ryan, is Nemo vote?
Yeah, can I open Nemo vote, motion 26?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's open. Thank you.
Okay, can I have an update? Okay, we have EPSF, NAPSA, and PANS. Okay, so now we have NAPSA and PANS. We're missing. Yes, PANS Nigeria, what is your technical?
Sorry, I cannot access the normal vote right now, but I'm trying to do so very soon. I hope it works out soon. Sorry for the delay.
All right, please try again. Can I have a confirmation from the NEMO vote team? Okay, we have 1 minute remaining. Please try. And please make sure you mute your microphone.
It's actually showing me here that the vote has been closed. I don't know.
It's not closed yet, I think. Can NEMO vote confirm?
Yeah, I haven't closed it and it's still showing me as open.
All right. So how many time do we have left?
I was saying 30 seconds. Okay, it is saying time is done. Can I close it?
Yes. So PANS Nigeria, please try to fix the technical, so you will be able to vote on the upcoming motions. And if you're facing some issues, please send a text message maybe to the agent. We can solve it. Results on the screen, please. Yelena, can we have the results on the screen? All right, so motion 26 reads, this is the 66th IPSF. 1 second, please. Okay, so this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the President-elect 2019-20. Congratulations, Sylvester. Sylvester, are you saying anything?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for trusting in me. Thank you for believing in me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I think we can proceed with the next. So now we have the report of the Secretary General, Yelena.
Yes, thank you. So Yelena, IPSF Secretary General. So for my report, it was a bit of an extraordinary situation, I would say. I tried to compile the information about what was accomplished during the mandate and what was not accomplished, just as I was involved in the portfolio myself, and tried to assess this, and also some information from EXCO and emails and so on. So I tried to compile that. And then, yes, for myself, I think I stated what I would focus on, and it was the time where it was basically only the GA and RA. But I still feel like after some time, I got more and more comfortable to include myself also in more other EXCO work, and not just like EXCO decisions in general. So for the rest of the mandate, I just plan to see what I can accomplish that was not accomplished during this mandate, which means some guidelines, especially the official delegate guidelines, to see and assess the online library, discuss this with EXCO again and see where the stance is on that, to assess the minuting process, in general, also talk about the portfolio itself, and see, maybe get some input from there, and also provide my input on that as well, also for my successor. Other than that, I attended all regional assemblies and this almost all of the sessions. So next to preparations of GA, I also assisted with the regional assemblies in their preparation and helping them out. I was motions committee in PARO and motions committee in AFRO, and helped with the system. And I was kind of like the regional secretary in Euro, where I just helped Joao with the secretary stuff as well. Other than that, I'd just like to say that I was really, unexpected the situation, but I have to mention that I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't believe that I would enjoy to be in EXCO that much, and I really, like, the people got really close to me, and yeah, they're all amazing individuals, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, guys, just being in EXCO is an amazing experience, and I'm kind of glad that I got to experience this. Thank you.
Thank you, Yelena. You're making us emotional. Okay, we can proceed to the discussion now. All right, we have no questions, comments. Is the General Assembly comfortable with proceeding to vote on this motion? Amazing. So do we have the NEMO vote ready?
Yes, can I open it?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's open.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joao. Okay. We have Thailand, Zimbabwe, Argentina, Benin, and Congo. Okay, now we have Thailand and Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, now we have all. The vote is closed. Can we have the results presented on the screen, please? Can we have the results, please? Okay. So motion 27 reads, this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Secretary General 2008 to 2020. So thank you so much, Yelena, and you can say something if you want.
Yes, IPSF, Yelena, IPSF Secretary General. So what I also forgot to mention, and what's really important to me, is that because this was the first time a virtual assembly, there was a lot of preparations, and I know for you guys as well, it was, thank you all. And I know for you guys, it was also as well a new situation, and to receive, like to get the engagement going on with all the preparations that were so early on is really hard, but we really tried our best. And I wanted to thank the Constitutional Working Committee and all the individuals in the Executive Committee who helped me with this. There are a lot of people behind the scenes, guys, who really keep this going. And yeah, thank you for all and everyone, you know who you are, for helping me with this, because without this, I would be so lost. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yelena. And I'm proud of you as well. So we can proceed to motion 28. The fun part, we have the report of the treasurer. Luca, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. I will give you now a short summary of my report. So during my mandate, I worked on improving transparency of IPSF. And here I faced some issues with the financial records from previous 2 years that were handed over to me, as they had many mistakes that had to be corrected, and also this took a lot of time. But yes, I managed to resolve this, and this was also one of the reasons why it was hard for accountant to work on our report. So with this resolved, my communication with the accountant went quite smooth. So I'm glad to say that we finally have up-to-date reports for the accountant received before the General Assembly. And you can find the latest report attached to my financial report. So I believe this is important, and I hope this will remain a practice in the upcoming years. Regarding my other work, I also worked on improving some of our financial practices. For example, we were mandated by the last GA to create a report template for IPSF events. So this was done, and this template is already in use both for bids and events reports. I also created a report for the Regional Assembly financial reports, which you had a chance to see at this year's Regional Assemblies, and I hope they were clear to you and that this made the reporting more consistent. Yes, I believe that most of the main outcomes of my mandate are mentioned in the report. I also received to answer some questions in the Google Sheet, so let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luca. I now open the floor for discussion. to proceed with voting? All right, we have a point. Okay, APEF Portugal?
Yes, in Escola PEF Portugal, I don't have any direct question. I just want to leave a comment because on behalf of APEF, we would really like to congratulate you for all the work that you have done, all the things that you were able to achieve, and even with the pandemic kicking in, you were able to bring a lot of new things and even keep the members motivated. And I think that you have done an amazing work, so you have our support. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Can you confirm if you can hear me? I got disconnected a bit. All right. Do we have any other points? APEF Portugal, is this a new point or? Okay, so I don't see any other points. Should we proceed with voting? Is the General Assembly comfortable to proceed with the voting? Okay, can we have the NEMO vote?
Yes, it's prepared. Can I open it?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's open. Thank you.
Okay, do we have all? Purity, Joao? Okay, so we're missing BPSA. Okay. UPSA, BPSA, Congo. Okay, UK voted. Now we have UPSA, Benin, and Congo. Now we have Congo and Uganda. Okay, now we're only missing UPSA Uganda. Do we have all? Okay, can we close the voting? Do we have the results on the screen, please, Yelena? All right, so motion 28, this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Treasurer 2019-21. Congratulations, Luca. Would you like to say one word?
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I still have one more year to go as treasurer, so yes, I'm looking forward to this, hopefully with less pandemic in the next mandate. Thank you.
Yes, hopefully. Okay, thank you, Luca. We're done with Secretariat reports. We can now proceed to the next motion. So I'm not sure if you remember in the previous GA, we tend to group some of the portfolios together, but also as I did with the member application, I will give you the floor if you have any concerns or if you want to have a report to be discussed separately, let us know. The discussion will be for the three together, but the voting will be separate. So is the General Assembly comfortable with discussing the three reports together? All right, so we will give 2 minutes to each executive committee member to present something before we proceed to the discussion. We will start with the chairperson of external relation. Othniel, are you here?
Othniel, chairperson of external relations. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for the support, the GF for trusting me to be the chairperson of external relations for this mandate. And also I would like to thank the committee that I worked with and the whole EXCO that worked together on different points of the external relations, be strengthening the relations with our partners that we already have, those who helped in searching for more partners that we're about to have. And I'm very grateful for how the mandate has gone, regardless of the COVID that has put us in a way of not traveling, but we managed to work on the goals that we have, including having new relationships and developing new strategies to have more partners, and also to try to strengthen our collaboration with the partners that we already have, and also to try to review our MOUs that we already have. So I'm happy for how everything has went and how everyone was supporting to have everything done on time and how it's supposed to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Othniel. Now I would like to give the floor to Chairperson of Internal Relations, Ruby.
Hi everyone, Ruby, Chairperson of Internal Relations. I'll try and make it really quick. So not going into too much details on my report, but I just want to take this time to thank everyone for this great opportunity that I've had to serve the Federation. It's really been a journey and I'm really happy to be able to know all of you as well. There has been quite a few ups and downs this year. Obviously, we didn't expect the whole pandemic thing to go on, but I hope that some of the initiatives that we've kind of created this year will have some impacts on future mandates. I'd particularly want to thank the executive committee and everyone on there just for the support and a lot of experiences and fun memories. And of course, my internals who have done so much work this year and have supported and contributed to the Federation so much. And also big thank you to all the contact persons who have been participating in IPSF and all of its activities. I really love being able to see you all grow and contributing to the Federation. And thank you everyone. It's been an honor to work alongside you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ruby. Now we have Chairperson of Media and Publications, Hussam.
Hussam, Chairperson of Media and Publications. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Dear General Assembly, it has been a year since you elected me to be part of the Executive Committee, and I'm very happy to present this report today. It was an honor for me to serve the Federation, to work with the IPSF team during this mandate, and since I'm not able to go through every detail, I will speak generally about what we could achieve this year. To start, I would say that we will mainly focusing on long-term and really big project that we believe will push the Federation further regarding its communication strategy and branding strategy. I and my team try to cover all the fields of the yearly plan, from general branding by going through all portfolios items, communication by creating new channels and enhancing the current ones, I would say. Passing by official document translations and other website related technicalities that needed a lot of work and attention from our part. I would say that so far we could mainly achieve what we were looking for, and that I hope our work would be very helpful for the incoming chairperson of MNP, and that it will ease his work. To be totally honest with you, I was blessed to have such coordinators and committee members by my side. They were always very helpful, very supportive towards each other, even though we faced a lot of challenges this year for the unfortunate situation the world is living. But I would say that I have special thought that goes to my team members who faced hard time managing their mental health during the pandemic, as well as those who contracted the virus, even though I'm happy to say that everyone has recovered by now. And finally, I will thank all of you for trusting me on this position, and I hope that the outcomes met your expectations. Viva IPSF and Viva la Pharmacy.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I now open the floor for discussion. If you have a question, point, please submit through the Google form. All right. APF Portugal, you can take the floor.
APF Portugal. So my question is for Sam, because as far as I remember, when the last quarter reports were shared, most of your coordinators were raising concerns regarding no tasks given, no communication and everything else, which left us like quite concerned about the workflow of this portfolio. So I just wanted to ask you what was done in the meantime to overcome this issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. The reports were from committee members that did not receive tasks, mainly from editorial committee, because we didn't have much work during that quarter of the mandate. Also for the VCC team, we took a huge number of persons to contribute to the committee, because we had different part of the mandate having more workload than others. So that's why in some of the quarters, people did not receive any task and were given to other people with more experience. For example, my coordinator were choosing people with a bit more experience, and I would say about pushed skills to handle the branding instead of giving it to other people. But mainly we try to cover the whole team during the year. So even if certain people didn't receive work during a quarter of the mandate, they did receive from the first or the last quarter of the mandate, which means that we try to cover everyone with different workload regarding their skills and experience.
Okay, we proceed. We have a new comment from FPSA Sudan. You can take the floor.
Thank you very much. This is Sarah Muhyiddin, FBC Sudan. So my question is for Mr. Hussam, Media and Publication Chairperson. As written in the Chairperson of Public Health, there was a communication problem between the Media and Publication portfolio and the Public Health portfolio. So my question is, what this problem raised and what was the effort that you did to overcome this? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you can take the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Aya. Thank you very much, Sarah, for your question. I would say that the problem was mainly misunderstanding between the portfolios, and that it has always been tensions between MNP and PH that happened during my time in IPSF. As you may know, we work a lot together, and there is basically no way to avoid differences in ideas or mindset. We try to settle this through a meeting to discuss what needed to be done from our side and from their side as action to be taken, etc. But even though I think we try to adapt as much to their needs, we may not have covered all of what they were asking for. It's really difficult to fully align to their mindset and keeping your part of the project because I mean, the two portfolio workload is huge, but we try to do sacrifices to align to their ideas. And mainly, I think that we had to count things out and move on to something else instead of focusing on this because it was both time and energy consuming to handle. And then we do not want team to look teared up or anything. That's why we try to settle that as much as possible.
Okay, thank you. We have PPHSF Pakistan. You can take the floor.
Nirmal from PPHSF Pakistan. So I have this comment for Hossein. I really appreciate all the work you've done, especially creating new channels and changing the website servers and also the IPSF application. I really appreciate that. And I have this question for the IPSF application: that what benefits do you foresee for it, and what can IPSF improve after we develop the IPSF application?
Thank you very much, Nirmal, for your comments. I would say that the IPSF application is just a way to gather all the IPSF channels for mobile users because basically we have more mobile users with more than 65% of the people using our website and channels through their mobile instead of going through a PC. And it's sometimes quite challenging and hard to find all of IPSF channels going from IPSF website to what's coming like trainers forum, young researchers forum. And it's also hard to promote those to be to let them still be active. So the IPSF application that will be launched maybe in September normally, we'll gather all those channels at once and then will ease mobile users to access all of our work. Also, we are trying to include a push notification system that will also help promote IPSF work, as people will receive updates from article websites and then also from new posts from the Young Researchers Forum.
Okay, do we have any other points? Can we update the system, please? I think we have APF Portugal.
Can I? Okay.
Yeah, okay, APF, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, in Escola APF Portugal, I have a question this time for Hafniel because we raised the question in the spreadsheet regarding to the outcomes of the meetings that you had with the partners, and you answered that the main outcomes were that we managed to get more collaborations and initiatives together with our partners. So in which of the partners did you or were you able to achieve this? Thank you.
Originally Chairperson of External Relations. Thank you for your question. With the meetings that we had that give us the great outcomes, we have mentioned that we had some meetings with FPMA, we have meetings with Alliance for Health Promotion. Then those are the main ones. Then for the outcomes is that for IFPMA that we're used to work with them on the fellowship and the World Counterfeit Week. We managed to have a collaboration with them regarding the pharmaceutical regulation conference in Asia. Then that's why we have organized a photo contest to have our delegates attending the event. Even though the event didn't happen due to COVID, we have 2 IPSF delegates that will be having the opportunity to attend that event. And I believe that is an opportunity for the Asia Pacific regional office to have collaboration with other regional partners on the same topic in that region. So then for Alliance for Health Promotion, their meeting was successful because we got initiated the internship with them. And currently we are having 3 IPSF members who are working with them for a 3-month internship, and it's supposed to end in this August. After that, we evaluate it and see how we can expand it. But initially, we started having it to be in-person internship, so people can be in Geneva at the headquarters for Alliance Health Promotion. So I believe after the COVID, we'll be having this opportunity, continuing having it with them. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other points? Okay, I see none. I think we can proceed to voting. Before we proceed to the voting, I just want to let you know that we had the motion in NEMO vote as it appears to all of you. So you will be voting on the 3 reports together. This has been prepared. However, I would like to assess the General Assembly if you have concerns about this and if you want to have it separately so we can adjust NEMO vote accordingly. If you're comfortable with voting on the 3 reports, please share yes so we can have the general. All right, so Joao, I think we can proceed with what we have prepared. Is it ready?
Yeah, can I open it?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's open. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I was speaking while muted. So now we're missing NUSPS and Congo. Can I have a confirmation that you're in the room? Singapore and Congo. Okay. All right, now we're only missing Congo. Okay, how much time do we have left on NEMO vote, please? We still have 2 minutes. We still have 2 minutes for the voting, so please try to connect and vote as soon as possible. Okay, we have everyone voting. So can we have the results on the screen? Yes, thank you, Congo. We received it. Now we just need to put the results on the screen, please. So motion 29, this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly, accepts and adopts the reports of the Chairperson of External Relations, Chairperson of Internal Relations, and Chairperson of Media and Publication 2019-20. Congratulations to all of you. Motion carried unanimously. If you wish to say one word, please make it brief. We can start with Otnio.
Alternate Chairperson of External Relations, I would like to thank you all for your support in different things and for voting for my report. And I wish my successor would do more than we did this year with COVID. Thank you.
Thank you. Ruby.
So Ruby, Chairperson of Internal Relations. Thank you everyone for your support, and I've kind of already said my thanks, so I'll just kind of say thank you again to all official delegates and all the CPs out there. Thank you everyone.
Thank you. And then we have Hussam.
Hussam, Chairperson of Media and Publications. I would like to thank everyone for trusting me, and I would like also to thank all my team again and all the EXCO, and thank you very much. Hope the next mandate will be great as this one. Thanks.
All right, thank you everyone. We can now proceed to the rest of the reports. Okay, so we have a group of reports also on the motion 30. We have the report from the Chairperson of Pharmacy Education, the Chairperson of Professional Development, the Chairperson of Public Health, and the Chairperson of Student Exchange Program. Is the General Assembly comfortable with discussing all those reports together? All right, so we'll do the same. I would like to give the floor for Chairperson of Pharmacy Education first. Alison, you have 2 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Alison Williams, Chairperson of Pharmacy Education speaking. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So it is a privilege to have worked with amazing minds this mandate, leading the pharmacy education initiatives of the Federation. And I want to thank you, the General Assembly, the EXCO, the Pharmacy Education Committee, the RPOs, the IPSF team, and all the contact persons for the support all through the mandate. I hope you had the pleasure of reading my annual report, as well as the answers that were provided to your questions. This mandate, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which led to the cancellation of IPSF events, and of course the educational programs, the Pharmacy Education Committee was still able to deliver a virtual educational conference for our members. We
Alison? Alison? Okay, I think we lost Alison. All right. We'll give it some time. Okay, I think she left the room. We can. Do we have Alison in the room? Can someone confirm, please?
Sorry, I'm back. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you had the honor of going through the report, and I'll be happy to take any further questions and clarifications you have on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. Now we have Chairperson of Professional Development, Ashley.
Yes, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Hello, General Assembly. I'm Ashley, the Chairperson of Professional Development, and I'm honored to be here in this General Assembly presenting my annual report. I'd be lying if the work in professional development portfolio was all rosy and happy and jolly because of the times of uncertainty. But I'm proud that we were able to introduce a lot of amazing initiatives like the Brain Fuse, the professional clinical skills competition, the COVID-19 competition, online interregional industry skills competition, and also the ongoing Innovate, the pharmacy innovation competition with a lot of sponsors and also the collaborators from our partners. I'm also glad that PD also successfully switched the LIT into online and initiate the internship project for all three P portfolios. I'm happy that we were able to provide the professional development opportunities to more than 1,500 members, including the previous competitions and the ongoing ones in this mandate. And we also received the positive feedback and suggestions from the participants to continue and improve the PD projects in the future. I am beyond thankful for my PD committee members, training committee members, IPSF trainers and TDC graduates, our fellow EXCO members, contact persons and HLMs, and also alumni for our wonderful work that we've been doing together to make each project a huge success. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. We'll proceed with the chairperson of public health. Hira, are you here?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Here, Chairperson of Public Health. One sec. So, hi everyone. So, I want to say firstly, thank you for trusting me halfway through the mandate to take over. I hope I did the position justice, and it was a great experience, and I learned many lessons throughout the past 7 months. I'm also so proud of all the work that has been done by my team and how we all came together during this pandemic, specifically the COVID campaign that we worked with the regional teams. I know you're probably all kind of sick of me talking about this campaign now because I mention it wherever I can, but it was truly a great success, and it's a baseline for how all our campaigns should be in the future. I'm also proud of all the collaborations we had, whether it was interprofessional or interportfolio. With the humanitarian team, even though we couldn't have the live Vampire Cup, we have tried to elevate our existing campaigns, and we have an upcoming one on the 29th of August, which is World Humanitarian Day. You'll start to see promotion for that soon, which is a humanitarian talk show. We also had a successful WHO training with the wonderful PD portfolio, specifically with Russia, the training coordinator, which I think really elevated the trainings and allowed them to be informative and interactive. We also gained a lot of positive feedback via the feedback form from delegates. We also were able to submit a statement last minute to WHA due to the change in agenda. I, as chairperson, tried to be as active and involved in webinars and external activities to make PH more visible. I faced a lot of challenges and difficulties which are mentioned in my report, and I've also answered them. However, if any clarifications are required, please let me know. I think that these past 7 months have given me great insight into the position, hence why I'm applying again this year. I really struggled at the beginning because of the whole COVID thing, and at work everything was so manic. I was doing a lot of long shifts, but somehow with the amazing support of my wonderful coordinators, Nisa and Joanna, and EXCO, I made it throughout that difficult time. And also thank you to the PHC and RPOs that worked with me. I hope that my work and my team's work represents the effort that we put into turning things around for PH halfway through the mandate. And I hope it gives good evidence to my work ethic and capabilities. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we have the last one, Chairperson of Student Exchange, Shams.
Thank you, Aya. Can I just confirm that you guys can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, I'd like to say that it has been an absolute pleasure serving as the IPSF Chairperson of Student Exchange for this year. So we had a lot of plans in the beginning of the year, and I'm very, very happy that I'm able to speak here and say that we have accomplished most of what we wanted. I would highlight mainly working on with the 5 regions for the promotional campaign, offering trainings in 3 different languages, translating one of our biggest documents, and also reviewing and updating most of the student exchange program guidelines and manuals. And I'm also, obviously, one of our biggest issues was the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a lot of work trying to maintain the integrity of this program during this pandemic, putting into account the best thing for the federation, for the associations, and for the students going on exchange. And most importantly, offering support to student exchange officers during this time. This wouldn't have been possible without the amazing student exchange committee members who have done amazing job throughout this year. And most importantly, the student exchange officers who helped us adapt to this unfortunate situations and rather excel during this. We've seen a lot of amazing initiatives during this time. So yeah, and of course, thank you to EXCO for their support, and yeah, to many more successful exchanges in a COVID-19 free environment. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I already see a lot of points. So I open the floor for discussion, and I'll take based on the order that I see on the screen. I will start with EPSF Egypt.
Hello everyone, Yasmin Gohari, contact person of EPSF Egypt. I'd like to thank everyone for your hard work this year. I don't have a question, I have more of a comment for Ms. Hira. I'd like to thank you for your hard work this semester. You haven't held the mandate for long, but you have shown way more work than we've seen all year. your enthusiasm and your emails, your opportunities that you continuously provide. They're always fun and amazing, and our members are really excited to always engage in them. I'd like to support your creativity and your hard work, and I just hope you keep going forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we have FPSA Sudan.
Thank you very much. This is Sarah Mohideen, FPSA Sudan. First of all, I would like to thank all the chairperson for the great work done, especially for Mrs. Allison, chairperson of BD, because the conference was so amazing. It was a very good experience. Thank you for Mrs. Tara for contributing to the COVID-19, because this is our rule at the pharmacy, and that was totally shown in a great effort. Thank you. My question is for Mrs. Ashley, the chairperson of professional development. It's about the training website. There was something done about the training website. So my question is, what happened to that exactly? My second question is to Ms. Hera, the chairperson of public health.
As you here, Sarah, I'm sorry, you can get to have one question per time.
Okay.
So you can address
Thank
now
you.
to please submit your point one more time for someone else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So Ashley, would you like to respond to this one?
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Sarah, for your question. So regarding the training website, we have been working within the training committee about drafting and finalizing what will be on the training website. And we have also communicated with the MNP committee where whether what we envision would be technically possible. So now we have finished communicating with the MNP on that part, and currently we're on the finalizing part of the contents of the training website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we have AFOP Austria. You can take the floor.
Thank you. Marlene, AFOP Austria. Our question is for Hera, Chairperson of Public Health. Firstly, thank you again for all the work that you did. And we were wondering, how do you decide which of the webinars will be uploaded and published on YouTube? Thank you.
Hera, Chairperson. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
I'm here, Chairperson of Public Health. Thanks, Marlene, for that question. There's actually no set way that we decide like which are uploaded onto YouTube, but actually after your question that you left on the sheet, I think we should be uploading all our webinars to YouTube. So it's definitely something that I'll take, that we will do moving forward, but there's never like anything like we don't like pick and choose like which ones go on YouTube. Ideally they should all go on YouTube, but I think there must have just been something that like that we just like forgot. But I just want to clarify, which webinars are you talking about? Because I did ask this in the report, but I don't know if you can actually answer in that sheet or not. But I didn't know if it was the like policy advocacy webinars, or do you just mean like any webinar from PH in general?
For Austria, you can clarify.
Thank you, Marina, AFOP Austria. I don't have the names of the webinars on the top of my head, but just in general, thank you.
Can I respond?
Yeah, if you want to add. Yeah.
Here at Chairperson of Public Health. Yeah, so if you just mean in general, webinar like PH webinars, yeah, they should ideally go on YouTube. I don't know kind of what happened this year, but it's definitely something that we can take into consideration and we will do like moving forward. And we do record all of our webinars, so we do have them available to be uploaded onto YouTube. I think in regards to the ones of policy advocacy, I think what happened there was that we only sent the recordings to those that registered, but I guess it makes sense to upload it onto YouTube. So I can like follow that up with Sylvester and find a way to like upload it onto YouTube. Thanks, Marlene.
All right, we can go back to the list again. Okay, we have PPSA Poland. You can take the floor.
PPAC Poland. I would just like to express our gratitude on behalf of PPAC Poland to Ms. Ashley for helping us organize IPSF Euro Leaders in Training, which eventually didn't happen because of the pandemic, but she still approached us with professionalism and enthusiasm, and we are very thankful for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have PPHSF Pakistan. You can take the floor.
Nirmal from PPHSF Pakistan. First of all, I would like to thank all the chairpersons for their hard work and all the efforts they have put in IPSF this mandate. And I would like to address to Ms. Ashley, the chairperson of professional development. On behalf of PPHSF Pakistan, I would like to thank you because this year we had a lot of participants and they really liked all the competitions. And also I have a question for you that there is a difference between the number of registrants and the number of participants in the clinical skill event. So how do you think we can make up for this? Thank you.
Thank you, Nirmal, for your question and your interest in reading my annual report really carefully. It has been my concern as well that we couldn't accept all the registrants that we got for the brain fuse mainly, and it is partly because we have limited number of the committee members who can manage and organize the competition, and also we did not want to be out of control for all the participants when it came to the evaluation and providing enough support they need as a participant. So in my opinion, in the next year, it's definitely better if we could afford to have as many participants that register, and I think it has to have some support from, of course, within the PD committee, but also from the external, as we need to involve them in the competition, especially when it comes to contacting the external judges and evaluators. And I think it can be possible if the close communication with the two portfolio works really well. So thank you. I hope I answered the question properly.
Okay, thank you. Now we have PANS Nigeria.
Thank you, Aya. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Ahmed PANS Nigeria. What I have is more of a comment than a question, and it goes to Ms. Allison, the chairperson of pharmacy education. I want to, on behalf of PANS Nigeria, I want to congratulate you, first of all, for a successful mandate, and that we also commend your effort for all the work you've done for IPSF, by promoting IPSF activities down to our member organizations, ensuring that most of our members are participating in IPSF activities. I just want to commend you for all that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Now we have Asipa Algeria.
Abir Bedaida, Asipa Algeria. Thank you very much. So I have a question to Ms. Allison, PE chairperson, about one of the answers she had provided, I believe it was to Portugal, and which stated that the restructuration of the portfolio caused a gap in the research aspect. And my question is, could you please share what, according to you, was the reason, and how would you advise the future PE chairperson to arrange that? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. So the restructuration, which is really useful for pharmacy education this year and in the future, created opportunity for more initiatives. So there are now like diverse educational opportunities and stuff. And understanding that this and pharmaceutical science was created was created from, can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Understanding that this portfolio, the Pharmacy Practice Initiative and the Pharmaceutical Science Initiative, was created from the research coordinator position. There is more like focus to trying to develop new educational initiatives like webinars and stuff, and a bit of little focus on research. And this is what I meant by creating that gap. However, due to the Young Researchers Forum and trying to put a focused person on the Young Researchers Forum in the future, this would definitely fill up the gap that seems to have been created. Hope I've answered your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have the last one from FPSA Sudan. You can take the floor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aya, for the floor. So my question is for Mrs. Hera, the Chairperson of Public Health. Thank you very much for the great work done. My question is about the collaboration between IPSF and IFMSA. Can you please clarify more on what events or how was the collaboration in the previous Monday? Did we have any delegates on their March meeting? Did we have any joint sessions or any other things? Thank you.
Can I reply?
Yes.
Okay. Hero, Chairperson of Public Health, thank you so much, Sarah, for your question. So with the IFMSA, when I first came into the mandate, things were very unclear as to what are, how we were able to collaborate and kind of where that communication came from, because I didn't really get much of a handover from the previous chairperson. So when I came into the mandate, Meshkat, who was the interprofessional coordinator, actually kind of filled me in on a lot of the collaboration aspect of it, and I was added into the WHSA group, which is the World Healthcare Students Alliance, and that was where IFMSA, IADS, IVSA were all present, and that made it a much easier way to communicate with them. So in terms of our collaboration, so far we did a webinar together with Alliance for Health Promotion, talking about youth involvement in health emergencies, which I was present at, and I talked about the advocacy side of PH's activities in IPSF to do with COVID, because that's what the webinar was about. We also we collaborated with them and the other healthcare professional organizations during the COVID campaign. And because that was the first time I had ever experienced some sort of collaboration with them, it was kind of the first time I was able to figure out how to communicate and how to organize everything. So we do have plans for the next mandate that we've already started working on ways to collaborate together. So hopefully AMR will be a big collaboration with us, but I think I only kind of started learning about how to collaborate with them after the COVID campaign. So unfortunately there wasn't much else work we could collaborate on, but we are, because it was so successful, we do aim to continue it into the next mandate, and hopefully you guys will be able to see that next year. So yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Nabsesal Sierra-Leone, you can take the floor. Sierra-Leone, are you here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Noah Sise, Nabsesal Sierra Leone. Thank you once again to the chairperson for pharmacy education, PD, PH, and the student exchange.
I don't think we hear you anymore, Sierra-Leone.
7 months, you just spent 7 months in your money. What were the challenges that you faced that you think your successor should learn from? And
I have to stop you here
also for the
because we lost
chairperson
you
for
some time. We lost you for
can
some
you hear
time.
me now?
Yes, but you need to repeat your question because we didn't hear it at first.
Okay, great. Noah Synapsis Sierra Leone. I first of all want to thank the chairperson for pharmacy education, PD, PH, and as well as student exchange for a very good job. I read through your reports. You guys did very well. I have a question for the chairperson for pharmacy for public health. I would like to know what
Okay, we lost you again. Sierra Leone, we cannot hear you anymore. So if you still have your question, you can type it on the chat box because we lost you. Okay, we'll give it a few seconds before we proceed. All right, I'll have to take the next point. We have ASEPT Algeria. You can take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Aya, for giving me the floor. So, Busaina ASEPT Algeria.
ASEPT Algeria.
Thank you all for your reports and your Miss Ashley, the chairperson, who, as we have noticed, great for me, great in.
Okay, so ASEPT Algeria, we cannot hear you clearly, so you can as well type your question because your voice was cutting. We couldn't hear you, unfortunately.
Okay, so you can hear me now or not, or should I type my question on the chat box?
It's still cutting, so I would prefer if you can just type your question very fast on the chat box so we can. Can you type your question, please? Because we cannot hear you well. ASEPT Algeria. Okay, so we received the question. I will read the message. Thank you all for the reports. My question for Ms. Ashley regarding the Brain Fuse competition, how would you evaluate it as the first experience in interprofessional collaboration in health?
Thank you for your question. So the Brain Fuse competition I valued it was a big success, as we had the biggest number of participation and the biggest number of registrants for this competition alone. And it also was successful to gain some attention from not only IFMSA, but in other student participation. And we got several requests from from, of course, our member organization, but from other student organizations about they were basically interested in this kind of competition, and they wanted they wanted some advice on how to organize this kind of competition within their local settings and their regional settings and their national settings and so on. So this is how I think that it was a success. And also we have received a lot of positive feedbacks and a lot of wishes that it would be able to continue in the next mandate. And the judges for this competition we got from many other health sectors, and they were all experts, and they recommended the joint working group to publish the work as the interprofessional clinical skills competition. So that's what we're working on right now, and hopefully we would be able to share it with the members and the CPs within this mandate, but if not possible, in the next mandate. So thank you.
Okay, I was muted. My apologies. So I don't see any other points. Can we update the system? Okay, does the General Assembly comfortable with? Okay. 1 second, guys. Can I have a confirmation if Sierra Leone has a question? Yes, if you can speak, yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the network break, but it's been a very good job done by you all. I read your reports. My question goes to the chairperson for public health, and that's what as well as student exchange. I have two questions. For chairperson of public health,
You can ask one question at a time. My apologies for interrupting you. You can ask one question at a time. So you need to address to one chairperson for now.
Okay, let me address public health then. Since you took over like in the middle of the mandate, I would like to know like what were your greatest challenges that you faced, and how do you think like your successor can work towards improving that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Noah, for your question. So when I came into the mandate, everything was a little bit disorganized. There wasn't much. It was kind of a bit unclear as to what kind of tasks I needed to do. But with Aya's help and other exco, they kind of like guided me on what kind of stuff was the priority. And at that point, it was the tobacco report, the WHO like tobacco something framework report that we had to do, and then there was a WHO annual report. So things like that were prioritized. But then after that, I think I kind of just had to like find my feet a little bit and figure out what kind of things needed to be my priority. And then luckily, because I was already working with Nisa and Joanna as coordinators, it wasn't that difficult to kind of just build that relationship with them as chairperson and coordinator, because we already had such a good relationship as coordinators together. I would say that one of the main learning lessons that we all in the PH portfolio have learned is that there needs to be a bit more structure and a bit more like organization to the portfolio. And that's something that we have actively been working on, and we will work on towards the end of this, like for the rest of the mandate. So we've started to create guidelines for each position. So we have guidelines for chairperson of public health, all the coordinators, and also a new guideline that will be starting for the public health committee. Hopefully this will allow some more structure and some more organization to the team. It will ensure that people are aware of their roles and responsibilities, what kind of tasks, any tips, etc. And because the guidelines are being written by people in their current position, it will be like the best kind of advice that they'll receive. So that's kind of one of the main things that we've been working on to help, you know, improve the next mandate, and hopefully other learning lessons we've experienced as well. You can find them sort of in my report that I've written of things to improve in the next mandate, but that's kind of one of the main things. So thank you so much, Noah.
Okay, so Sir Leon, do you have another question, or we can proceed? All right, so I think we will proceed with voting. Does the General Assembly feel comfortable to vote on 4 motions together, 4 reports? All right, can I ask Joao kindly to open the vote?
Yeah, it's open. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're still missing pans, maps, ACEPAP. Okay, now Benin, pans, and Congo. Can you please make sure you vote? PANS Nigeria, Benin, and Democratic Republic of Congo. We are still missing your votes. Can I have a confirmation if you're in the room? Okay, now we're missing Pans and Benin. Okay. Now we're missing Pans Nigeria. You're the last one, so please vote as soon as possible. Okay, I think we have all the votes now. Can we have the results on the screen? Okay, motion T reads, this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Chairperson of Pharmacy Education, Chairperson of Professional Development, Chairperson of Public Health, and Chairperson of Student Exchange Program for the mandate 2019-20. The motion was carried unanimously. Congratulations, everyone. And I will give you a few seconds to say some words, so please stick to the time. I will start with Alison.
Thank you so much for the trust, and I'm really happy and excited. I will provide all the support to my successor so that the next year of the further and greater. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alison. Now, Ashley.
Thank you, everyone. And since I already thanked everyone, I just want to use this time to promote yet another amazing PD opportunity, because I understand a lot of people who did not have the opportunity to participate in the World Congress or Regional Symposia competition. So the PD portfolio is going to introduce some more competitions under the name of IPSF Pharma Olympics, and it's going to be fun. So please stay tuned and share this news to all of your members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley. And now we have Hira.
Hi guys, thanks for voting for the report. Yeah, thank you so much.
She's speechless. Okay, now we have Shams.
Yeah, so again, thank you everyone, and thank you for all your contributions to this program the previous year. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. I think we're done with the reports for this session, and I still have time. Can I have a confirmation from Yelena if we can take one more agenda item, or is it possible?
Yelena, IPSF Secretary General, so we still have the regional chairpersons, not to forget them, they're very important.
Oh yes, regional chairpersons, my apologies. No, I'm just because I'm thinking of the agenda. My apologies, of course. So can we have the last motion on the reports? Okay, we have the lovely regional chairpersons. I hope you still love me. And do we have them all here? Okay, so I will give the floor to the regional chairperson to give a few presentation before we proceed. I will start with the African Regional Office. Purity, are you here? Okay. Can I have a confirmation that everyone hears me? Can you hear me? All right, we're starting with, okay. Okay, so I think we will proceed with Asia Pacific and then we go back to Africa again. So Mike, are you ready?
Okay, yes, I think. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm ready. I'll have 2 minutes, right, for the speech?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so hello everyone, this is Michael, the chairperson for IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office. So first of all, I would like to express my greatest gratitude to IPSF for giving me this opportunity to serve the region with many hardworking and also dedicated members. Throughout the mandate, I feel very thankful to have all the April member associations and members support to my regional working group to implement various projects. Without your massive involvement, we definitely could not have reached this far. This year, April witnessed the first ever pharmacy hackathon organized by NUSPS Singapore to address the value of interprofessional education. For pharmacy innovation, we reformed our focus project to launch one initiative, which is Change for SDG, in collaboration with UNDP Asia Pacific to engage pharmacy students in achieving UN Sustainable Development Goals. Furthermore, I would like to very confident to say that April adapted to COVID-19 situation very well. We successfully hosted online LIT, PCE, CSE, and poster competition. Other than that, my RPO, Ms. Nafila, introduced universal health coverage to implement country research projects. My secretary, Ms. Wendy, initiated April policy writing and guidelines in our region. My RMPO, Ms. Evelyn, launched one regional video competition for anti-TB to activate our YouTube channel. My RO, Ms. Florencia, improved April spotlights for April CPs, SCOs, and member association. I have to say, I love my region working group and this lovely region. I thank everyone for supporting me and the region throughout this year of the pandemic. I hope in the future, our roads will cross again. Vila Vila Pharmacy. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I think we have Purity back. Purity?
Yes, I'm back. I'm so sorry for that. Purity, IPSF Afro chairperson. So I'll give my a summary of the report. And I'll start by saying it has been an absolute honor to serve the Federation. Many thanks to the IPSF Afro Regional Office and the 65th GA for having believed in me and given me this amazing opportunity. I'm really proud of the strides we have taken, especially when it comes to the new partnerships that we were able to establish, the new projects that were launched throughout the mandate, and also the new members that just joined us. I hope that you have been able to go through the detailed report, as 2 minutes are really not sufficient to cover everything we achieved, as well as the recommendations I have for the incoming regional working group and the incoming chairperson. I also hope that I was able to answer all your questions from the question form to your satisfaction, and I am happy to receive any additional questions that you might be having. I'm super thankful to the regional working group, IPSF Afro CPs and the CEOs, IPSF Afro subcommittee members, and the entire federation. Last but not least, I want to thank the amazing executive committee for making this possible. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Aya. I'm done.
Okay, Purity. Can I have a confirmation that everyone hears me, because I face some. Okay, so now we have the report from the chairperson of the Eastern Regional Office. Ryan, are you ready?
Thank you very much, Aya. So, okay, 2 minutes is too little. I don't know what to say. My name is Ryan, and I serve this year as IPSF Emerald Chairperson. It was an exceptional year with its own challenges, with its own ups and downs, but I'm super proud of my region and of all the member organizations organizations of all the achievements we had this year. But I would like to highlight the main achievements we had. We had like the first MOU, which will be with Axios and providing our members with a lot of internships. We signed the first written agreement with Dufat. We had the first sponsorship ever in EMRO history with ISAP, and we had many activities with WHO EMRO. So I'm very proud of the achievements we had on the external level. But I would say that the main thing that we added this year to IPSF is EMRO database. It took us 1 year of work, but it was like covering all the materials, guidelines that were ever made in IPSF. And we also added 5 or 6 new additions to it, guidelines, materials, toolkits for our members, just to realize the vision of having equal access to growth opportunities for all EMRO members and IPSF as well. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each CP I worked with, each RWG member, subcommittees, the beloved Execo whom I met in executive meeting or not, to Hera, to Joao, Yelena, Purity, Aya, GP, Mike, Allison, Rubes, to everyone. And main thanks and big thanks to Usama, who has been helping me this year a lot. Thank you to everyone I've worked closely with. It has been a pleasure being part of the executive committee and to get involved in all portfolios and being just all over the place. Thanks to the Regional Assembly and to the General Assembly for giving me the opportunity to serve my region and to serve IPSF. I believe I have fully delivered, and I hope I have reached met your expectations and took EMRO beyond limits and contributed to the federation globally perfectly. So thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Ryan. Now we have the report of the chairperson of the European Regional Office. Joao, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. So Joao, IPSF Chairperson of Euro. Dear General Assembly, first I would like to thank you for trusting me this year. It has been a true pleasure and an honor to serve the Federation this year as the Chairperson of the European Regional Office, in the Regional Working Group and also in the Executive Committee. I'm very proud and satisfied with the work and achievements of my team, the new and exciting projects, new collaborations, and our first sponsorship in Euro ever, and working throughout the year with the member organizations to support them and having their support. I hope I was clear with my reports throughout the mandate and will report and answering your questions, and I hope to clarify any possible question now. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone that allowed my achievements to be possible, the amazing Regional Working Group, Paula, Alexandra, Joanna, and Maria, our amazing EXCO, subcommittee members, team members, CPs, and SEOs. Thank you for helping me through the mandate and supporting me always. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joao. Now we have the reports of the chairperson of the Pan American Regional Office. Jean-Pierre, are you here?
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm here. Thank you for giving me the floor, Aya. First, thank you, everybody in the Pan American Regional Office for all the support I have received since my regional working group, all the PARO-CPs, and of course, the IPSF Executive Committee. I think this year was pretty special and very challenging for all. And I think one of my biggest the biggest things I could be able to do this year, and my main and chief has to be enhancement with the new student associations in Americas, which is IEDS, and we are willing to work with them. And sorry guys, your mics please. And well, thank you for that. I'm very bad with words, but I'm greatly thankfully for everybody. And I hope that next year is going to be better than this one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I think we had introduction from everyone, and I also would like to take the chance to say that thank you to all the regional offices for their contribution on the GA as well, from their experiences from the regional assembly. We can proceed and open the floor for discussion. If you have any points to any of the regional chairperson, please submit through the Google form. Okay, we have Asipa Algeria. You can take the floor.
Thank you very much. So, Abir Bidaida, ASEPA Algeria. I actually have a comment about Ms. Ryan, IPSF MRO's chairperson, about all her presence and constant work. We in ASEPA find that you managed to really fill up all the gaps and that you were present in all the portfolios and that you provided a lot of help to all the RWG members. So we just wanted to share that with everyone and congratulate you on this great job you did. Thank you very much.
Okay. We have Capsa Cameron. Please take the floor.
Hello to everybody. Thank you for this floor you give us to express our gratitude. I want to talk in favor of IPSF Afro chairperson Purity. It's true we are new members in association since yesterday. In behalf of CAPSA Cameroon, we really want to appreciate the regional working group of IPSF Afro. They did exceptional work. So in behalf of CAPSA Cameroon, we congratulate Purity for the amazing work she did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just one notice to everyone, please make sure that your which point are you using, whether it's new or direct, and because now it's a bit messy. So assess your question if it is a new or direct and send your point accordingly. Thank you. So now we have a new point from EPSF Egypt. You can take the floor.
Hi, Yasmina Gohari, contact person of EPSF Egypt. So this is also a comment. I'd like to thank Ms. Ryan on behalf of EPSF Egypt for all her hard work. This year hasn't been easy with the pandemic and every situation, but she has managed to take the region on wonderful steps and to new heights. I'd also want to say that her availability was amazing. Her assistance that she provided everyone with was beyond, really, and she never backed when anyone asked, and she was always there for follow-ups. Anyway, we just like to thank her again for all her hard work, and we just hope the region continues to prosper thanks to her guidance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we have FPSA Sudan.
Thank you very much. This is Sarah Mohideen, FPSA Sudan. I just have a comment for Ms. Purity, Afro person. Thank you very much for this great mandate. I believe that was a spectacular year for Afro. You did a great job in this. Additionally, I would like to appreciate Ms. Ryan, Imru person, for the great engagement. She was always so helpful. She was sending all the updates in the Facebook group. She was trying to keep Imru as a one family, and she did that in a very great way. So thank you very much for the great job.
Okay, thank you. One last point from Asipa Algeria.
Thank you very much. So Abir Bidaida, ASEPA Algeria. I actually now have a question to the chairperson of the European Regional Office. I would just like to start by congratulating you on all the amazing work you have done. And my question is, if you could please detail more about the EPSA collaboration opportunities you mentioned in your annual report, and what were, according to you, the mutual presences and collaborations that are achieved and that need to be achieved for a future, for the next mandate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, João, chairperson of Euro. So IPSF and EPSA are collaborating for a long time because basically we are sharing membership, and it's very important for both organizations to be collaborating in the European region. And that's why this year we were revising the MOU, as you can also see it in the folder. And usually what happens is that we are invited to their general assemblies, and they are invited to our regional symposium and general assembly. And we try to invite them to our team meetings, either the regional ones or the global, so the regional working group meetings and the global ones. And they also try to invite us to their meetings. So as you can see, as we are sharing membership in Europe, so we have students that are represented in EPSA and also in IPSF. It's really important for both organizations to try to collaborate, and this can be achieved through online activities, through public health campaigns, through projects, initiatives, but it's really important that we continue to strive for such collaboration. Was that clear? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, João. Do we have other points? Okay, so we have EPSF Egypt.
Hello, everyone. Again, Yasmina Gori, contact person of EPSF Egypt. My question is also directed to Mr. João. First of all, of course, congratulations on your mandate and all the wonderful achievements that Euro has achieved along the year and all your contribution. It's been truly wonderful. I just have one question. I've noticed that the position for the Euro chair is vacant. So I wanted to know what are your actions towards that, or what are your recommendations, or how are you handling the situation? And thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Aya, can I go?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, João, chairperson of Euro. So indeed, the position was vacant because we did not receive any applications for the two calls. But we are now having a third call, and the deadline is the 20th of August. And what we are planning to do with the motion that was approved in the Regional Assembly is that we are having a session. So the Regional Assembly, the Euro Regional Assembly did not end still, so we are still having another session on the 22nd of August to try to nominate someone and then elect them after in GA. So I was approached by candidates, and I'm trying to be as helpful as possible, try to answer questions, and I think that hopefully we will have someone elected in GA this year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we have Uganda. You can take the floor.
Okay. Hello. I
Uganda, we cannot hear you well.
Hello. Am I clear?
Yes. Now it is.
Okay. Let me type.
Now you're fine if you would like to speak.
Yeah. This is Mahmoud Nabullah Mahmoud from Uganda. And I have I'd like to applaud the work of
Okay,
all the
Uganda, I don't think that we can hear you.
I have a question to all of
I will ask you kindly to type your question, and I will proceed with the speakers list. And once you have your question in the chat, we can read it out loud. Is that okay with you?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you. I have next Kafsa Kenya. You can take the floor.
Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me. Titania Njenga, Kefsa, Kenya. I really want to thank Purity, the regional chairperson for Afro, and I am very appreciative of the participation that has also increased during this time. I'm also happy to say that I am happy with the way that she did things, that things were very well communicated. And I'd really like to see President like that in the future. And I hope that everybody can follow in her footsteps. Yes.
All right. Now we have Pans Nigeria.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Aya. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Ahmed Lawal, Pans Nigeria. I want to commend the effort of the chairperson for Afro, in person of Purity. She has really done very well, and she has supported us as the CPs of the region, and everyone will attest to the fact that she did excellent job. And I want to also congratulate her for that, as well as other chairpersons that are on board right now. I hope that the next mandate will also be as wonderful as this. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Do we have okay, so we have a question from Opsa Uganda. Opsa Uganda, I'll ask you kindly to ask a question. Do you have the question to specific chairperson? Okay, so there is a question from Opsa Uganda. He's asking about your opinions. This is a question to our regional chairperson, but I would like to ask you kindly to be very brief in your answer on how to better, how to develop the interregional collaboration. So it's about interregional collaboration. So I will start with Purity, Afro region. You can take the floor.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Ayapiritu Amboi, IPSF Afro Chairperson. Thank you, Mahmoud, for the question. And I would like to say that I hope for more global collaborations and not just between 2 regions or 3 regions, like we did with the COVID campaign. So collaborating with PH team is super essential. And if we can have global campaigns involving all regions, even better. And I would also like to recommend that a campaign that can be done by 3 regions where this issue is endemic, that is neglected tropical diseases, to be considered. So this can be a collaboration between Afro, Paro, and April. So that is a recommendation I would give, because this issue affects 3 regions, and it's good to see the 3 regions standing together on that. Otherwise, I'd recommend more global collaborations between all the 5 regions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Purity. We have Mike, Afro region. You can take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Aya. So thank you for the question. I'm Michael, the chairperson for IPSF April. So for this question, I also very recommend the next year, the regional offices can try to have more initiative to do the interregional campaigns. Like I will recommend, like, because in terms of preparation, maybe each regional office can try to see any main achievement they would like to achieve for the specific portfolio, no matter it's PH, PD, or PE, or maybe policy, so that the regional chairperson can lead the regional working group to do some collaboration in terms of the interregional collaboration, like no matter is for which portfolio. So that's my main recommendation to the next team. Thank you.
Mike, we have Ryan.
I'm sorry, I lost connection. So what was the question?
So the question is from Opsa Uganda. He's asking how can you better, I'm assuming, develop the interregional collaborations?
Okay, thank you very much. So this year we've already had many collaborations with Afro, APRO, and we were planning to have more collaborations with Euro in the rest of the mandate. So to improve that, I would definitely recommend that we work on common grounds since the beginning of the mandate, like make clear priorities and see where is like the common ground and work on that. I would highly recommend that to the upcoming team. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have Joao, European Regional Office.
So Joan, Chairperson of Euro, I would like to echo the previous answers, but I would like to also bring the attention to another aspect. I think we can always consider about collaborations in projects and initiatives, so for the outside aspect, but also it's really important for the regional offices to be working together and learning the best practices like internally, because if you see each region is doing their different projects and doing different ways of really trying to innovate or having their internal process, and it's really important since the beginning for the chairpersons to be communicating so we can learn from each other and really try to see what other regions are doing and what is the best for our region to really implement. Thank you.
Thank you, Joao. Now we have Jean-Pierre.
Thank you, Aya. Jean-Pierre, chairperson. Thank you, Mahmoud, for the question. I think there is several ways we can collaborate between regional office. In this year, Paro had been collaborating with EMRO on an asthma campaign, and I think for the next mandate we must looking for in some ways that we could be able to work along that different regions, and also some CPs from Paro have been working with different organizations in other regions in order to deliver some webinars. And I think that is something that we must to encourage to all our CPs that engage their activities and not just focus on their own regions. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, chairpersons. I think that's it. I don't see any other points. I would like to proceed with voting. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, can we open NEMO vote for the voting? Yelena, can I have a confirmation? Okay, the vote is open now. Please make sure that you vote as soon as possible. Okay, can I have an update who's missing? Zimbabwe. And Sweden. Can I have a confirmation if SNAP Sweden is in the room? Snaps? Okay. Okay, I think we have all. We can now close the voting. Can I have the voting results on the screen, please? All right, so motion 31, this is the 66th IPSF General Assembly, accepts and adopts the reports of the chairpersons of the regional office for the mandate 2019-20. Congratulations, everyone. The motion was carried unanimously. I will give you a few seconds to say some words. I'm starting with Purity. You can take the floor.
Okay, Purity, Chairperson IPSF Afro, thank you so much for accepting my report and our report. I promise to be a very active immediate past chair, just like Othniel was with us. So thank you so much and all the best to the Federation going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Purity. Mike?
Thank you, Aya. Thank you, everyone. This is Michael, the April chairperson. So thank you, everyone, for accepting my report. And also, it's really my honor to work with everyone, with my regional working group, regional subcommittee, and also IPSF alumni, and most important of all, our executive committee colleagues. So thank you, everyone, for your support. And hopefully, we will have the chance to meet up each other next year in World Congress next year in April, hosted by KNF's Republic of Korea. So see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Ryan?
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for accepting my report. And it has definitely been a pleasure working with each one of you. And as Mike said, see you all in World Congress, and I'm looking forward to keep being in touch with the next RWG and help them as past immediate chairperson. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and see you in World Congress.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Joao?
João, Chairperson of Euro, thank you so much for your trust and support throughout the mandate. And as obvious, I will strive to be a very active immediate past chairperson and helping the next person as much as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Joao. Jean-Pierre?
Jean-Pierre, Paro chairperson, thank you everybody for accepting our reports. I think this year was not the best one or ideally, but I think all the regional chairs have been doing our best to keep move along, and I hope the next year is going to be a better one, and I compromise to helping a lot with my successor to help in any way I could be able to do it. So thank you everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for the words. I think we're done with the report this time for real. Yelena?
Yelena, IPSF Secretary General. So we reached the end of the agenda for this session.
Okay, and I think we're on time. So I would end the session for now. I first have a direct, I'm not sure if it's a direct, okay, from Ape Mali. You can take the floor.
Okay. Thank you. I propose that.
Unfortunately, we couldn't hear what you said. Can you please write your comment on the chat?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. So I say I have a motion. I propose a motion to sing a happy birthday to David Fiaga, the CP of CFAM Burkina Faso. And I propose the chairperson, I have to sing this song for him. Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot accept this now. I'm not sure. Yes, I think we can just say happy birthday on the chat box. And we need to suspend the standing orders as well first before we. So happy birthday. Yes, you have all the happy birthdays in the chat. I hope it's enough. Happy birthday, David. Okay, can I have a proposer to suspend the standing order? Oh God, okay. PPHD Germany, can I have a seconder? Seconded by IPSC Iraq. So all those against? Okay, motion carried unanimously. We suspended the standing orders and our next session will be at 9 GMT +2. Please be on time. So we'll finish some of the reports and we might start with election if we go fast with the reports. So please be there. And thank you so much for a very productive session.